Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and with Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield finally coming out, it's time to start a new era for this channel. I wanted to make an update video to kind of talk about what I've been up to in real life outside of Pokemon and what my plans are moving forward on YouTube for the upcoming season, as well as VGC as a commentator and as a competitor. This video won't take too long, but I do want to touch on a bunch of different things because I haven't been too involved really for the last couple of years, so hopefully you'll stay throughout the entire video, but I'll summarize everything at the end as well and include a timestamp in the description below if you want to just skip to that. Before I get started though, I first of all just wanted to say thank you to everyone that's been part of this journey. I have been making YouTube videos since I believe late 2013 after Worlds, and when I started this channel it was really to be something fun as a side project, right? I wanted to be able to spread my love and knowledge of VGC to as many people as possible. Didn't really expect that many people to come out and watch my videos, and here we are almost at 75,000 subscribers a couple of years later. But to me, what's even more important is not the number of subscribers, but how incredible the community we've built on this channel is. I haven't been very active in recent years, but you guys have been so incredible and supportive throughout my entire life and in my entire time on YouTube, and I truly feel like we fostered a special community here. I always read all the comments, and I can really count the number of negative interactions I've had with people on this platform throughout all the years that I've been doing this. And so I think it's really special to be able to have so many great fans and subscribers that are constantly willing to support me in all my endeavors. You guys have been really patient with me, and I promise you that you'll be rewarded for that patience as we go into this next generation of Pokemon. So thank you guys, because it's truly been so fun to do this, and I'm really lucky that I get to interact with all of you. And honestly, you guys, YouTube, and Pokemon have changed my life in so many more ways than you'd ever imagine, and I don't think I'd be close to where I am today without having had this experience. And so thank you always for your support, for your love, for being so kind and helpful to one another, and I hope we continue to keep it that way as we move on and hopefully grow this channel and grow the VGC community. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Anyway, I first want to talk about what I've been up to outside of YouTube, why I haven't been so active in recent years, and what I've been focusing on. So some of you guys may remember after Worlds in 2017, I did an update video where I kind of talked about my ambitions in life and how I wanted to take a step back from competing in VGC. The main reasons back then were because I was really getting burnt out from the game. I traveled a lot to play in 2017, and even though I qualified for Worlds, I won a regionals and did pretty well in the regional level, I kind of bombed out at the international and world level, and I think that was a real eye-opening experience for me. At that point, I wasn't too committed to the game, but I still hated losing, and I hated the idea of kind of spending a lot of money to go to these events just to not give it my all. Part of the other reason is, for me, these events used to be a great social experience, and they still are, but a lot of my friends have moved on from playing the game competitively, so I can see them outside of tournaments and just hang out with them when I don't go to competitions. And so, for me, the main reason for these competitions really is to do well nowadays, and to meet all of you guys. But in 2017, I was really getting burnt out. I wasn't having that much fun playing anymore, wasn't too invested, and I kind of wanted to take a step back, and I was like, okay, let me reevaluate what my priorities in life are. Haven't been doing too well. I know I'm not putting in the time that I need to put in order to be a top player, so let me step back and kind of focus on some other things in life. And so two of the most important things for me outside of Pokemon are one, my education, and two, what I want to do after graduating from college. So for those that don't know, I'm in a 5-year program where you get 2 bachelor degrees from 2 different universities. It's a really unique program because in the United States, most students will go to one institution for their bachelor's degree. They might get a minor, they might double major, even triple major, but for the most part, you stick to one school. For me, I found a program where you get to go to 2 really, really incredible institutions and have basically double major between these 2 different schools. So I went to a small liberal arts school in California called Claremont McKenna, and I finished my program there, and then I transferred over to a school called Columbia over in New York last year to start my 2nd degree. So I'm almost done with this program. It's been such a long journey, and I've been pretty heavily invested into it. I'm not the best student, I'm definitely not the smartest in the class, and so I do have to, put in work in order to match the level of work that my peers are able to do, but it's been a really, really incredible educational experience. Education's always been really important to me because my parents have sacrificed really everything in order to give me and my brother the best educational opportunities possible. And so for me, I feel like I owe it to myself, but I also owe it to them to get the opportunities that I can from the schools that I've attended. And, now I'm finally reaching the end of it. I only have 3 weeks left in this semester. And then I only have 4 classes left in the spring, and after that I'll officially be done with both of my degrees, which is really, really exciting for me because I've been working towards this for quite a long time. And outside of just doing well in classes, I've also been focused on maintaining, a good balance between everything in college. So making really good friends that I really value, creating a support system around me that I think is important, maintaining my relationships, maintaining my friendships, maintaining my relationships with my family as well. There's a lot of things that I really value, and figured that as I'm kind of at this inflection point, as my friends are at this point where they're graduating and starting their real lives, kind of want to make sure that I'm able to keep up with them and keep fostering these friendships, right? So that's been really important to me as well. And all of this has kind of also led me into a place where for the last couple of years, I've contemplated what I want to do after graduating. I've obviously always had a passion for gaming, mainly because of Pokemon, and esports specifically. So it's really exciting for me to share that I'm actually going to be moving to LA after I finish college, after I graduate, and I'll be working for an investment group called Axiomatic, and they're primarily known actually for being one of the main investors in Team Liquid, which is obviously one of the best pro gaming teams in the world. They're also investors in a lot of other cool companies such as Niantic, which make Pokemon Go, Epic, which makes Fortnite, and a ton of other cool stuff. So this is kind of chasing the dream for me. Wasn't sure an opportunity like this would even be open to me, especially just coming right out of undergrad, but I got very, very fortunate to be able to work with them as an intern, and it's super exciting for me to be able to pursue it full-time now. So I think it's going to be a really cool experience because I kind of get to combine what I've always wanted to do as a hobby in gaming, as well as all my interests professionally, and kind of combining it together. So I think that'll be really cool, and I'm super stoked for that. As a result, it also means that I don't have to worry too much about finding a full-time career now that I'm a senior in college, because often when you are a senior, you spend a bulk of your time applying to jobs, figuring out what the next step in your life is going to be. So, for me, I can kind of see the end now. A few months away from graduating, I've got a job lined up for me, and I know exactly what I want to do, at least for the first couple of years after graduation, which I think is really exciting. So, everything has worked out really nicely, honestly. I feel like I've gotten everything that I've wanted to from the academic institutions that I've been able to go to. I've met the best people possible from these places, and I've really, I think, put myself in a good position to succeed coming out. And I'm really grateful that I had the opportunities that I did at these places. So it's kind of the reason why I haven't been too active recently. I've actually, last semester was crazy for me because as I transitioned over to this new school, I had to take a lot more academically rigorous classes, and the kids at this school are really, really smart. So I often feel like I'm one step behind them, which is fine. It just means that I have to either put in more work or figure out strategies that work for me in terms of studying. And maybe I'll spend another video talking about that someday because I've learned a lot throughout my time in college. But the point is, I had to take a lot more academically rigorous classes in my 2 years here, and last semester was crazy. I actually intentionally planned my schedule so that I would have as little work to do as possible in the end of November, December, and then for the next semester, my final semester, I'll have the chillest semester possible. And so I took all my hard classes in spring last year. I'm taking a couple that are kind of difficult right now, but getting those out the way means that I'll be a lot less stressed about schoolwork, about exams, about just everything relating to school, which means I can finally focus more on making content on YouTube and competing more in VGC. Even though graduation is close, I still want to finish strong. I still want to do well in these classes, because I'm thinking about potentially pursuing, going to business school somewhere down the road, and I want to make sure that I finish on as a strong note as possible to help my application chances somewhere down the line, right? So that's something that's in the back of my mind. I still, can't neglect any work that I have, and that to me is still really important. And at the end of the day, it's still have a lot of assignments. That's the nature of going and taking a lot of engineering and math courses, but that's okay. The point is I've put myself in a position where I can finally focus a lot more on Pokemon and VGC. For the last couple of years, it was always I was kind of building towards the next step. When I was in my school in California, it was getting accepted into this next school. When I was in this next school, it was finding internships that I really liked, and then figuring out what I want to do for my career. So I'm finally at the point where all of that's been kind of sorted out now. I kind of know where I'm going to go in life. And so I have a couple of months really to just finish school strong and do whatever I want. And what I want to do is be active with you guys again on YouTube and in VGC. So let's move on to what my plans are for VGC as a whole, and for YouTube. So first of all, regarding YouTube, even though I've made some videos throughout the last couple of years on the respective formats, it's really just been a couple of battle videos, and I know that I haven't been very good at these formats, so they're probably not the most entertaining to watch. Going into this next VGC season, I basically want to bring back what I did, if you remember, in 2015 and 2017. I think those are the best years to compare to. In those years, I was obviously doing like battle videos on a daily basis, but I also pushed out a lot of guides. For example, a general team building guide, guides to getting into VGC, individual Pokemon analyses, team construction videos, all that kind of stuff. I still plan on bringing all of those back, and I have a lot of other things that I have planned as well. I don't want to commit to a schedule because even though I have more free time now than ever, really, in the last couple of years, I find that committing to a schedule is definitely a little bit more difficult for me because this is just a passion and not a, career for me. So I don't want to make promises that I can't keep up because I've definitely done that before in the past, and I know it can be frustrating as a viewer to expect a lot of things and not get them. But I do plan on at least doing the bare minimum, which is all the old stuff that I did, plus bringing a lot of new stuff to the table. I think moving forward, one of my goals for this channel is to make it less just about me and make it more about the VGC scene as a whole. And what I mean by that is, I think there are so many incredible VGC players. There's so much high-level play nowadays. But when you ask people to name like the VGC players that they know, often it's really only a couple of names that are often in the limelight, right? And I think there are so many incredible players, so many different metagames from different regions that really deserve more coverage. They deserve more hype. And I want to do my role as like an ambassador for VGC in bringing you guys to those people and to those metagames and whatnot. So I want to be able to highlight more high-level players on this channel that you might not have heard of before, do more collaborations with VGC players, as well as YouTubers in general who are interested in VGC. And I just want to play my part in basically helping this community grow even more, because I think this is the biggest, one of the biggest, if not the biggest year we'll have for VGC, maybe ever. I think the closest years you can compare to maybe 2014 and 2017, those being big inflection points because of new generations and new games. So here we are once again, which is a huge opportunity for our game. So point is, for YouTube, you can definitely expect to see a lot more content now. The games are coming out for East Coast like in a few hours now, so as soon as I get those, I plan on trying to beat them as quickly as possible. I hopefully can get an in-game team within the first 3 or 4 days, and we'll start battling right away. But in addition to battling, there's a lot of guides that I plan on pushing out. Of course, a lot of that hinges off when the VGC rule set is actually officially announced, because I don't want to be too preemptive and make content and have the rule set not be something that we were all expecting. But before that happens, I'll still be doing other stuff that I think will be good. On the topic of YouTube, I want to talk about myself as a content creator and where I see myself, right? I think I've been lucky enough to carve a niche out for myself on YouTube. I don't consider myself the best battler. I don't think I'm the most entertaining person. I don't think I'm super funny or anything. But at the end of the day, I hope that this channel is a place where people can feel comfortable talking to other people. They can feel comfortable talking to me. A place where you can feel comfortable learning about VGC and just having a good time in general. There's a lot of positivity. There's a lot of great subscribers to this channel. And so that's what I want it to be. And hopefully it's a channel that can inspire you to play VGC. Even if not, hopefully I can just provide some entertaining content that you can put on and watch every now and then. I know as a content consumer myself that there are a lot of content creators that play games that I don't even really care that much about, but I like them because they're relatable, they're good people, and they make fun content that is not like too dividing, and it's just like entertaining and solid, and that's what I want to be at the end of the day. I think that's kind of what my niche is on YouTube, and I want to continue to do that. I don't want to cause drama. I kind of just want to let everyone have a good time, right? And once again, this goes into me saying thank you to you guys, because obviously there's been a lot of negativity surrounding the Pokemon community as a whole. I'm not really going to talk about that, but at the end of the day, I'm just grateful that we fostered a really great group of subscribers and fans over here, so thank you. So yeah, plan for YouTube is basically to do a bunch of stuff, bringing back a lot of old stuff, but also trying to prioritize emphasizing the scene as a whole overall, as opposed to just you guys watching like me battle. But obviously I'd love it if you keep continuing to watch me battle, and hopefully I'll get better. That kind of gets into the last thing that I really wanted to touch on, which is my plans for the VGC scene as a whole, as a commentator and a competitor. So, obviously I kind of have transitioned over to a commentator in the last couple of years. And it's been amazing. I mean, the fact that I got to commentate so many incredible world victories, like commentating Wolf in my first year of commentating, winning worlds, like that was obviously incredible. But every single commentating experience has been great because the team like gets to commentate. Everyone is just so fun to work with. They're all really good friends, and it's like so crazy to me that I get to fly to these places to do something that I love, and get paid for it, obviously. Like, I would do it for free, but at the end of the day, I think it's just super, super sick to have this opportunity. So I don't want to give that up yet, but I do want to compete again because, you know, in these last couple of years, as I've taken a break from everything, I've realized that I'm still a very competitive person by nature. I love winning, especially in things that I consider myself to be decent at. Right now, I'm definitely far below the level that's required to do well, I think, at events, but if I put in the time, and I definitely will be putting in the time as I make YouTube videos, then I'll be able to maybe get back to a level that I can consider, like, pretty good, right? But it's fun because you guys get to watch me grow throughout that journey as well. So I want to play more, and I want to at least make it to day 1 of Worlds. I think that's the bare minimum that I've set out as a goal. Set out a bunch of other goals. We'll see if I get there or not. Once I get to day 1 of Worlds, /if, then we'll kind of go from there. I would love to play in Worlds again, and you know, the last couple of Worlds I played in, I really wasn't too committed. I wasn't trying to really innovate anything new, and it's not surprising that I didn't do very well in them, right? I mean, the last couple of Worlds I played in were 2017, 2015, and 2014, and they progressively have gotten worse in each year. So if I'm going to be playing in Worlds this year, it's going to be because I feel like I have a realistic shot at winning the tournament. If I don't play in Worlds and I'm invited to commentate, or if I am invited to commentate but I don't feel like I have a great chance at winning, then maybe I'll commentate instead. I can't give a definitive answer to that, whether I'll commentate or play, quite yet, because I still need to figure out how passionate I am about competing, how good I think I am, and how much value I get from it relative to something like commentating, which is a very safe path to go down. I love commentating at the end of the day because, you know, a ton of people watch these streams and watch the VODs, and if I can have an impact on any of them as a commentator, I think that's awesome. And there's just more guarantee to be able to have influence on people that are watching, whereas as a competitor, obviously it's fun to root for someone, but a lot of times you don't make it onto stream or you don't do well, and that can be hard. But I love both, and so at the end of the day, I'm actually kind of curious on your guys' opinions on what you want to see me do more. Because I'm really curious. I don't know what the consensus is, whether people like me as a commentator more, or as a competitor more, or maybe both. Ideally, I'll be able to balance both, being able to commentate some tournaments officially while also competing, so that's kind of the dream. And ultimately trying to set myself up where hopefully I can get invited to commentate Worlds, as well as get a day 1 invite and then go from there. So, yeah. One of the last things I wanted to touch upon is Panda Global. So, Panda Global sponsored Wolfie and me about a year ago or so. And they've been nothing but great to me. They are an incredible esports organization. They're really special because they focus only really on 1v1 games, and they've kind of assembled a roster of really cool players and personalities, people like ESAM and Plop and Smash, as you may know. And I want to do my part in, you know, using the resources from them to help the scene grow, but also just representing them more. You know, they decided to enter our scene, which is really exciting, and when I signed with them, I told them that I wouldn't be active really at all in the 2019 season, specifically because I wanted to gear up for my last year of college, for my career path, and now that all of that's worked out quite nicely, I can finally focus back onto Pokemon, and in doing that, I also want to represent PG more, whether that's streaming more, whether that's commentating more, competing more, whatever. I just want to be more involved with them and represent them more because they are truly a great family and organization, so definitely plan on seeing just more of that involvement in general. Otherwise, some side things, I mean, yeah, I've actually been using the same laptop to record videos on YouTube since I started making YouTube videos. Like, I bought a new laptop, or asked my parents to way back then, specifically so that I could finally make videos in 2014. And I've been using the same laptop since, and it's been, you know, a great laptop for me, but I was like, I really need to switch to something new because, like, this does like the bare minimum. And so I'm happy to say that I actually finally built a PC, and it's really smooth, which means I'll be able to stream Pokemon. You know, the quality of the streams, the quality of the videos will be improved. It also means that I'll be able to just stream more things in general. You know, I play a lot of League of Legends, I play a lot of Teamfight Tactics, I just love Riot's games, and so it's cool for me to be able to potentially just interact with you guys more on Twitch, because that's something I want to do more. At the end of the day, I love doing this because I get to interact with all of you, and so that's something you can expect to see more of. And if you don't follow me, my Twitch is twitch.tv/CybertronVGC. Finally, you know, in terms of this channel as well, I am getting a set of graphics design just to make things look a little bit more professional. And this kind of goes into what I was talking about earlier, where I feel like my appeal on YouTube is a channel that has, like, you know, kind of a professional feel to it. As you might remember some of the old individual Pokemon analyses, I like to do kind of this slide form where I make presentations, and That's just kind of how I operate. I like having a place or being able to make presentations that are really organized and easy to follow along with, and so I plan on doing more of that. They definitely take up time, but I think it's very well worth doing, and I hope to be able to push out those for individual Pokemon, because I think they are a valuable resource. But yeah, at the end of the day, I kind of see this channel as a place that holds a high level of, you know, that is quite professional, that is a place that people can feel comfortable at and can engage with the fans in the comments below. And in general, I just want to continue to foster and grow the VGC community. So yeah, I think that has covered pretty much everything that I've really wanted to talk about. So in summary, one, I haven't been active on YouTube and VGC in general in the last couple of years because I was getting kind of burnt out. And I wanted to focus on my priorities outside of Pokemon, and those priorities are school and my career path, and both of those are finally really getting settled down, so I don't have to worry about that nearly as much as I did in previous years, which is awesome. Two, in terms of YouTube, you can expect to see kind of me being as active as I was in 2015 and earlier on in 2017, so you can expect to see a lot of the old video series come back, but definitely some new ideas as well, and these ideas will hopefully educate you guys more on the VGC scene in general, as opposed to just you guys watching me play, because my goal is to really get more people popular basically in VGC, because there's so many good players that really deserve a lot of credit. There's so many people that put in the time and effort to make everything happen. And three, in terms of competing and commentating, my plan right now is to balance both of them. Not sure which one I'm going to prioritize yet, but the goal is to at least qualify for day one of Worlds, hopefully get invited to commentate Worlds, and then make a decision between which of the two I want to do when it comes time for that. So yeah, that is pretty much it. I think otherwise, just some last comments I wanted to say. One, collaborations are definitely something that I really want to do more of going into this upcoming year, especially because I know a lot of content creators are interested in VGC. So if there are certain YouTubers that you want to see me interact with and collab with, definitely let me know in the comments below. Talk about it on Twitter, because for me, collaborations were a really important reason why I was even able to grow this channel in the first place. I had the you know, really I was lucky enough to be able to collab with people like Shady Penguin, like Justin Flynn, like Pokeaim. Shofu had one of my battle videos when he was auditioning to be a commentator years ago, and that brought a lot of traffic to this channel, which was really cool, because at the end of the day, all of our audiences are somewhat similar, but not everyone knows everyone within the YouTube Pokemon community, right? So I want to be able to work with YouTubers more, especially those that want to get good at VGC. And so let me know who you want to see me collaborate with. Let me know what kind of content you want to see on this channel in general, what ideas you think will be helpful, especially because in the first 6 weeks after the game is released, VGC roles won't even officially switch over. But in those 6 weeks, I want to do everything I can to best prepare you guys so that when we officially switch roles, you already have a good, you know, sense of what team compositions could be like, what the metagame is going to look like, etc. And yeah, finally, I just want to know how you guys are doing. Let me know how excited you are for Sword and Shield, you know, what you're going to pick for your starter, what you've been up to in life, how you feel about everything I've talked about, whether you want to see me commentate or compete more, just anything you want to talk about. Feel free to leave a comment. I'll definitely respond to all of them, because I haven't interacted with you guys intimately in quite a long time, and that's something that I definitely miss. I keep rambling on, but I just wanted to share one last thing. I think what really put it in perspective for me is that in the last couple of months, I've actually just met some fans or people that recognized me, not even at Pokemon tournaments, which is crazy. Just in like New York and Boston. And these people were really, really great people. I was like, this is so cool. Like, I haven't really even done much in the VGC scene for the last 2 years, but these people still support me. They're still very kind to me. They're still, you know, just fans and great people. And I think that to me was so cool, because I was like, wow, even though I haven't really done much in quite a while, there's still all these people that really, you know, back me up in what I want to do. And that to me is just, it's really heartwarming, honestly, guys. So thank you. Anyway, that's gonna be it. You can expect so much content starting very, very soon. Go follow me on Twitch if you don't, twitch.tv/CybertronVGC, because I'm most likely gonna be streaming a lot of my playthrough just to interact with you guys and play along, you know, as we go. So definitely give that a follow. Follow my Twitter, CybertronVGC. Do whatever you want. And yeah, I'm really, really excited to start this next era for my channel, but also just for the whole Pokemon scene as a whole. I think this is a huge opportunity for all of us, so go support your content creators, go support the VGC scene, bring people who might not know about VGC or competitive to this channel if they're interested, and let's get started with this journey, guys. I'll see you soon. Peace.